Live For Your Name. It's a song that I guess I came up with the melody and the lyrics to a long time ago.
I remember, didn't we, there was a need, because there were a couple of songs going around at church in the time that were slow, and they just weren't being received heaps well by the congregation. They, I think because musically they had a bit going for them, they weren't being received well, and I remember we were like, we need a fast song to introduce to church.
Yeah.
And I think, isn't that where this came from?
I guess so.
Or that's where at least the drive came to push it.
Yeah. So the drive came, but originally, when I first came up with the song, it was actually a slow song, which I know the process was I came up with the basic chord structure that we have, which conveniently we changed anyway parts of it, but just the basis of the song. I showed it to Glenn, and he was like, "Man, this song would be awesome as a fast song." And he had
That's awesome.
He'd kind of written some electric,
little
really
lead
basic
lines.
lead lines for just a random piece of music that he had nothing else to, and we kind of just gelled them together in a way, and came up with a really, really scratchy demo.
Yeah, I remember that. And you sent it, and we sent it out to the whole music team.
Yeah, that's right.
And then we actually introduced it, and it was received really well, I remember.
It was.
And that's when we were like, man, this is cool. But I remember the whole time when we were doing it, because that was, a year ago now? Or even...
No, longer, man.
Longer, far out.
Yeah.
So it was a while ago, and I remember always, there was a little bit, like when we came to that pre-chorus and the bridge, there was always like, it was a bit of confusion about like what to play on the guitar. And the drums, I remember as a drummer, I was always like, what should I play here? And I was always changing it.
Well, that's because that was the thing, wasn't it? Because we'd introduced it to our church, and it had, as we said, had been received really well. But there was this aspect of the song which we all loved, but other parts that we loved but didn't quite have the same flow to it that we thought.
Flow.
And then I remember having a chat with you, and you saying, I just love to sit down and run through this song and see if we can come up with something. And
I think it's because it went originally, the pre-chorus went to a minor chord, and it broke down. It was half time, and then I remember just being like, "Nah, let's see how it goes. If you just keep that pace going and keep it major and just keep that flow really nice." And I remember when I played it on the acoustic with a little egg shaker going, and I remember just feeling like, oh, this is so much like easier and a little bit funner to sing that pre-chorus. And then I remember sending the demo to you fellas.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think it was pretty, like, it was like, yeah, sweet.
Well, what sold it for me was I remember getting that demo. We were then meeting up, the four of us, to I think brainstorm and just do a bit of a practice session. I remember we then played it the way that the new pre-chorus that you'd written. We played both versions, and we played the one that I guess the final one that's now on the EP. I remember playing that, hearing that, and being like, yes, this is right.
Yeah.
And for someone like me who's a lot of these songs are in my head, and to hear it come out the way you want it to come out is really awesome. So, and with these songs, it's just those very slight variations
that make the
and
difference,
stuff that can make the difference, and I think that's the case with this song. So.